All right, in this video, let's see if we can switch between these different functions, the draw start, the draw game, and the draw game over, so that we can switch between them in our game. So what I'm going to do here is in our global variables here, let's add another global variable called state. Okay, and this variable is going to be used to control what state of the game we're in. Are we on the start screen? Are we playing the game? Or have I crashed and I'm game over? So we're going to initialize the state to a string called start. All right. Now, what we're going to do is that the main job of the draw function that's looping over and over again, we only want one function that loops over and over again. It's kind of the big boss, and it's just going to call other functions to do their job. And we want it to be in charge. It's going to run at its, I think it's about 60 frames per second. And what I want to do is just a simple if statement. And I'm going to test this the state of this variable, right? What's inside of this variable? If state is equal to start, then I want to call the function draw start. Else if state is equal to, maybe we'll call it game on, then I want to call the draw game function, sorry. And then else if state is equal to game over, then we're going to do this, and we're going to call the draw game over function. Okay, and this, believe it or not, if I remember correctly, this is pretty much all that's going to go inside of the draw function. Right? The draw function's job is simply to decide what state of the game am I in, and then what function am I going to call. And all of the work for the start screen will be done in here, all of the work for the game will be done in here, and all of the work for the game over will be done in here. Okay, so it keeps it nice and neat and clean, and then we break it up. It's kind of called modular programming, right? Break it up into those modules. Now, in order to switch, so right now state is start, so if I run this, it should call the draw start function, and the draw start function draws the start screen, right, with this starting text. And ta-da! We see the start screen. If I wanted to change that, I could just change this variable to now be game on. Right, so now this isn't true anymore, so it won't call this function. State will be game on, so it's going to call this function. And there's my game on function, good. And last but not least, game over, and you get your game over. Right, it says now state is game over, so I'm going to call that function. So that's a great way to control what's happening here. Now, obviously, we don't want to just change this variable manually in our code. I'm going to add some event stuff down here, and let's add to our document a mouse down event. And I'm just going to call this mouse down handler. So we'll have a function called mouse down handler, beautiful. So whenever the mouse gets down, not a full click event is a down and up. Mouse down is just once the mouse goes down. When the mouse goes down, what do I want to do? Well, I'm simply going to say, when they click the mouse, if state is equal to start, I want to switch state to become game on. Right? So now this is a good reminder of a triple equal sign is testing for equality, right? This is a Boolean expression. If the variable state is equivalent, right, is equal to the variable start, then I want to do this. The single equal sign is the assignment operator. It says the variable state is going to be assigned this string, right? So we're storing game on into this variable, right? Putting it in that variable. And then once the variable changes to game on, instead of draw start, it should call the draw game function. Let's try that. Okay, so right now, if I type state, it's equal to start, right? As soon as I click, state is now game on, and it's drawing the game on function. And then I guess I could also do, to go to game over, we'll do like collision detection. But if I go, if I click the mouse and I say, well, if state is equal to game on, then I could assign state to be game over. Right? So now if I'm in the game on state and I click the mouse down handler, it'll change it to game over. Just wanted to show you this. So I click, it's now game on. If I click again, it's now game over. And now when I click, nothing happens, because the state is still game over. All right, so the main purpose of this video is just to show you, we're not going to do this one because we don't want to go game over just by clicking, but just to show you that this is how we're going to control what state the game is in using this global variable, and then the draw function will just check, hey, what function should I draw based on that variable? All right, hope that made sense. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.